I remember when I had significantly more money. And I made really good money. I'd never hid anything from my subscribers to the point where a lot of my friends thought I was letting too much information out. It didn't bother me. I was just being truthful and honest with the people that were listening to my channel. I remember when we were talking about the dinar, and people said, well, what are you going to do with your money when this happens? This company here, Mobile Loaves and Fishes, I'd seen a video about them. They do all kinds of great things for homeless people. I went with Lisa and them they were out in Texas. I was going to head on over and talk with the founder, and get some tips on how he got started, and, hopefully he could point me in the right direction, because this is what I wanted to do. Just let me show you real quick. They have the truck ministry. It's when they go around and give meals out to people. They have this program right here, Community First Village. This is when they take homeless people and give them a house. There are many houses, but give them a house. They don't charge them anything. They give them the house for free. The people are welcome to stay there as long as they want. But as soon as they leave, they give up the house. The goal is to take the homeless people off the streets, get them settled in, get them back on track, and then when they're ready to leave, they can leave. This Community Works program, there were a lot of homeless people that ended up having a ton of skills: welding, wood shop, auto mechanics. So what they decided to do was, if people wanted to learn a new trade while they were there, they had the ability to go and do hands-on training. I love everything about this program. So if you guys remember, I used to do a show called Doc and Pimpy Show. Me and Doc talked about this. He liked the idea as well. Me and him both taught college together. We worked together at 2 different colleges. And we started really planning this out, thinking about what it is we could do for the community. Things we could teach them. Another thing that we wanted to address is a lot of these people had substance abuse. So we have friends that are doctors. We have friends that are dentists. My thought is, these doctors would volunteer their time, maybe come in once a month, the dentist as well. And we would be able to give the people free checkups, look them over, make prescriptions for things that they need, dentistry. All this stuff would just be free. So we would feed them, house them, take care of them. We really just wanted to see people get back on their feet. That's what we want to do. I was excited about this program. This is something that I wanted to do. I'll play this video to kind of give you an idea of what they do.
The Community First Village is the craziest place I've ever been and ever lived.
Oh!
I love this place. What we're doing here in Austin, Texas has never been done anywhere in the United States of America or the world. Mobile Loaves and Fishes has created a new movement designed to lift the most chronically homeless men and women of our community up off the streets. When I look back on it, it was nothing short of a miracle. The current system for addressing chronic homelessness in the United States of America is absolutely not working. This is a human issue that requires a human response.
Peanut butter and jelly or meat and cheese. You need a blanket, bro?
I could tell you in California, there has been billions of dollars invested in the so-called programs to help the homeless. And it's getting worse. They don't have anything like this whatsoever. Anything at all. It just so happens that I know a lot of politicians. Ron knows some politicians. And we were going to talk to them because there's all kinds of bureaucracy bullshit, permits and crap like that. In other words, you have to grease their palms. They really need bribing, unfortunately. And that was pretty upsetting to me. Because I'm like a straightforward guy. I don't need to go around kissing people's ass. I'm just going to tell you what I need. If you're going to help me, you're going to help me. And just listening to them talk about all the crap that people have to go through to want to just help people. It's like this government makes it harder for you to want to help people. It's almost like they're punishing you for even thinking about helping people. Anyways, this was my dream. This is what I wanted to do. Let me continue just a little bit so you can see the homes.
We built an RV park.
Community First Village is a 51-acre master planned community that is designed to lift the chronically homeless up off the streets of Austin. Mobile Loaves and Fishes cares for the people who have experienced long-term homelessness. Many of them 5, 10, 15, even 20 plus years. At that point, they have experienced so much trauma.
We believe that the single greatest cause of homelessness, particularly in our country, is a profound, catastrophic loss of family.
I was married for 8 years. I got a divorce in 92. I lost my house and my world because I lost custody of my son, full custody. It devastated me, so I medicated myself with drugs. To tell you the truth, I really didn't want to live anymore. But coming to Community First, it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
Our role is to really bring them into a community where they are loved and cared about and where they have an opportunity to begin the process of healing from all of that trauma.
At Mobile Loaves and Fishes, our only goal is to inspire communities into a lifestyle of service with the homeless. That's it.
The neighbors that live at Community First Village are incredibly gifted human beings. One of the joys of the work that we do is being able to give them the opportunity to put those gifts and talents to work.
We create micro-enterprise opportunities for our neighbors to earn a dignified income doing things that they love to do. We have a car care business, an art house, a pottery operation, a blacksmithing shop, a wood shop, and a full-blown organic farming operation.
Over the last 2 years, we've paid out more than $1 million to our neighbors. That's putting money back into their pockets to help them to be able to earn a living and enjoy life here. All of us desire to have purpose in our life. Community First Village is transforming the lives of everyone who's a part of this community.
This place, it's really empowered me to do great things. I have my own family here. A real family that pulled me up and loved me when I couldn't love myself. This is where I got my life back.
Housing will never solve homelessness, but community will.
I was at the store, and these two little kids were standing with a police officer in handcuffs. When I walked by, I was just being nosy, and I said, well, what the heck could two kids do that they would deserve to have handcuffs on them? Well, they were stealing food. I said, stealing food? Why the hell are you guys stealing food? They're hungry. Well, where's your parents? They leave for days at a time. We live in a homeless camp. They live in a homeless camp that's by by one of our big creeks. So sometimes the parents would take off, doing God knows what. Most likely they're drug addicts. But the kids were only hungry. So the manager's there, and I said, look, don't do this to these kids. Whatever they stole, I'll pay for it. The police officer just looked at the manager. If it's okay with him, he said, yeah, that's fine. Please take the handcuffs off him. And I told the two boys, you come with me. Now, keep in mind, these guys are homeless. There's no electricity. There's no stove, thank God. No microwave, nothing. So I was buying them food so they can eat, but you have to be picky about what you give them, because with no electricity, the food can go bad. They had prepackaged sandwiches and juice boxes I bought from them, sodas. So I took them to where they were going. There's so many people there. My concern was that these two kids were by themselves, and everybody knows that. They see the kids and I coming in with bags. My concern was the people are going to steal it from them. But I can't sit there all day and be babysitter. So I sat there long enough to make sure that they ate plenty. And then I just quietly told them to stash some of this food. Don't let nobody know where it is. Hide a lot of it, but leave some of it in the bag. Because I have a feeling people are going to come in here and want your food. Don't share what you hide. Just share with what's in the bag. And they shook their head, yeah. They're really slick about how to hide things. And I told them, just don't tell anybody. Even if they threaten you, bug you, you just say that's all you got right in those bags. And then I had to leave. As I'm leaving, I'm looking in the camp. There's so many people there, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no reason that people have to live like this. None. We have all these really rich billionaire people with all this money. And yes, I get it. They earn it, whatever. But the point being, I know they see the homeless situation. I know they see the hunger situation. I had a friend who had, almost 400 million in his bank account. It's crazy. And I was sitting there and I told him, you know what's weird? You realize you can give somebody $1 million and totally change their life, and it would be just a drop in the bucket to you. He's like, is that you asking me for $1 million? I said, no, I'm just thinking about the amount of money that he had. He could literally walk down the street and just a random act of kindness give somebody $1 million and change their life. To have that kind of power just really sat on my mind. Anyways, I got home. Time went on and I kind of let things go. Didn't think much about it. Now, if you've been listening to my videos for a while, I will talk about a YouTuber. His name is Mr. Beast. I'm a big fan. I admire what this guy does. He makes millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he gives it all away. But he changes people's lives. Whether he's giving them hundreds, thousands, gives away $500,000, gives away $1 million. He had this home. He bought a home, furnished it, everything. And then what would happen is him and two of his friends would call pizza delivery. The first pizza guy that got there won the house. Can you imagine that? You're at work. Day's kind of going by. You're not sure what kind of day it's going to be. You're being asked to go make a delivery. And you knock on the door of this house only to find out that it's now your house. I remember Mr. Beast bought all the cars in the car lot. And as people came in to get financed for a car that they wanted, not only was he giving them the cars that they wanted, but he'd give them $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 in addition to that. So people went there with money in their hand, hoping to be able to afford a car, pass a credit check so they can get finance for a car, only to walk in there and find out that you got a car for free. And some of them were given $10,000. Man, that's crazy. So recently I did a video about Mr. Beast deciding that people had this sickness with their eyes and they couldn't see. And he was blown away when he found out that a simple surgery would give their eyesight back. I mean, a simple surgery. So he decided that he would pay for 1,000 patients to have their surgery for free. The response from the people when they were doing their surgery and can see for the first time was priceless. When you go down the comments, it just makes me sick. You got so many fucking haters out there, it's not even funny. People are complaining that he's just doing it for clicks and views. Of course he is. That's the whole reason for doing the content. It's not like he's doing it to make the money for himself, but this is how he generates his money that he gives to people. And the fact that people can see that made me sick. Now I'm going to give you a perfect example of this freaking cancel culture bullshit that's going on. Mr. Beast went into Africa. He went into these villages. I think he did like 100 of them. These people have to walk sometimes 1, 2, 4 miles a day. They have to go once a day, twice a day, through very dangerous terrain to go get buckets of water to bring back to the village so people have something to drink and wash dishes and cook with in the whole 9 yards. But the water is really dirty. Sometimes the kids get diarrhea, they get sick, sometimes they die. So what he did was he drilled wells for the people so they can have water. And they didn't have to go anywhere. It was right there in their village. He found out that there was a local school right next to him that didn't have any electricity, so it had solar panels put into it. And then there was this crappy wooden bridge between where the people live and where the school was. And the guy was explaining that during certain times of the year, the water gets so high, it just washes the bridge out. And sometimes people get killed. You know, kids get washed away. So he had them come over and build an actual bridge so they didn't have to worry about that. But you don't have to ask him for anything. He just does it. He drilled 100 wells in 100 villages where people didn't have access to clean water to drink. And they had to walk miles to get water. He changed all that for them. Some places he improved homes. Some places he improved their schools. Gave them electricity where it was needed. Stocked the rooms up with school books. Gave them computers. Access to the internet. I mean, just unbelievable guy, man. And then all of a sudden, these freaking nut jobs from the left wrote an article saying that it was white privilege, how a white privileged rich kid would go into these poor black villages and give them running clean water. And then the person went on to say, oh, the poor black people, that's probably what he was thinking. And I thought, what a sick, twisted asshole this is. The fact that they want to take something that Mr. Beast did that was really good. He doesn't have to do this. He does this because he wants to. He feels good making other people smile, cheering them up, changing their lives. That's his reward. But people pick on him. They talk crap about it. And it's just disgusting to see. That people are that demented that they can't see the bigger picture, that these people's lives were changed. No. They just went on about making it a race issue. White rich kid going into these black African villages. It was disgusting to just read the articles. So yeah, somebody said, Pimpy, if the dinar changes, what are you going to do with your money? This is what I had planned. I was planning to do it even without the dinar changing. Like I said on my other channel, I was making a lot more money, and I can look into doing something like that. So I'm watching Mr. Beast. I was watching the passion, the joy he gets out of helping other people. And, I thought to myself, this is something that I want to do. I just have to reflect and think about how to go about doing this. So I think what I'm going to start with is just locally. We do have a food bank here. I know tons of ranchers. I know cattle ranchers, turkey farmers, chicken farmers. Go talk to these food banks and see if there's something we could do about putting together packages of food just to give away. So I'm going to start there and see if we can start to make a difference, even if it's just a box of food one time. We'll see. When I was first getting ready to make this video, I was flaming angry. These homeless people don't have to live this way. There's no reason for it. I wish more people get angry about the right things instead of all the wrong things. Anyways, I am going to head to the food bank tomorrow, find out what they need, find out what it takes to do this, find out if we can make a goal and make this happen. Cross your fingers, because there's no reason for 2 kids to be left alone in a homeless camp, starving. Anyways, I appreciate you guys just letting me air out. I'll talk to you later. I'm out.